Michelle, thanks very much for joining us. Now, the 2017 Global Road Safety Film Festival received 10 films from Chinese organizations and institutions. The Chinese film Distracted Driving, produced by the Road Traffic Safety Research Center of the Ministry of Public Security, won the second prize. How did you like these Chinese movies?
I found that well, first of all, good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be on your show, and I am so happy that you are taking a great interest in the road crashes and road safety awareness. We wrapped up the film festival yesterday here in Geneva, and yes, China won the second prize for Distracted Driving. It was a very, very powerful film that showed the tragedy not only just for the victims, but for the person who causes the accident. This is something, film is a very powerful medium because it reaches out to the audience on a very rational, on a sensible side, but also on a very emotional side. And we have to get our audiences to understand why road crashes, why road safety is so important for every single person. Not just for yourself, for every road user. Think about it, the minute you step out your door, you are a road user. And you have to be aware of what are the things that could, in a second, be very horrific or very tragic in your life.
Yeah, indeed. People don't normally think of road safety as the #1 killer for the 15 to 29-year-olds, and it's really shocking to understand that indeed this is the biggest danger. And we know there are many different kinds of aspects to road safety. For instance, there's the drunk driving factor, there is the distracted driving factor, and I understand that the top winning film this year is exactly about drunk driving. Exactly what are the dangers of such behaviors on the road?
Well, we have to now change bad behavior. As an individual, we must accept the responsibility for good behavior. As you have listed, the biggest problems we face is speeding, drunk driving, as simple as not putting on your safety belt, not wearing your helmet. When you're a road user, you're not just someone who drives the car, someone behind the wheel. You could be a pedestrian, and it is at least 30–40% of the victims are pedestrians who are killed just by walking, cycling, motorcyclists. So there's so many different aspects of it. When you look at the films that have been submitted, you find that a lot of them concentrate a lot on distracted driving, or not just for drivers, but also for pedestrians. When they cross the roads, they are texting, they are not looking, they're not aware of what is happening around them, and that is one of the biggest dangers. The one good news that we have is we have the vaccines, we have the answers, we have the good practices for how we can solve these problems to be able to halve the numbers of fatality in 5 years. And that was the target for the global decade of action for road safety from 2011 to 2020. And unfortunately, because of motorization, urbanization, we have not been able to reach the targets as quickly as we wanted. So that's why through the film festival, we are reaching out to a bigger audience, and we are reaching out to not just the government level, but everyone on every different levels.
Indeed. As we can see that in China, if you walk around, everybody has a phone in their hand, and almost everybody is watching their phone while they're walking or while they're taking the subway, and maybe a lot of them are watching their phone while they're driving. Indeed, a horrible thing. And China is also the most populous country, also a developing country, so a lot of factors together means that a huge challenge. I understand China is one of the regions that's most affected by road safety, that is East Asia and Middle Eastern countries. What role do you think a country like China can play, and what can the country contribute to improving road safety in the future?
I think China has an opportunity to play one of the most influential and most important role, not just for our region, but to set an example globally as well. As you can see, China is developing really fast with the urbanization, and so city plannings are very important. That's where the road safety aspects can come in right from when you build your city. The other hat I wear is I am part of the UNDP. I'm a Goodwill Ambassador where I try and promote the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and we are very happy that road safety has been added in across the board when it comes to the cities, urbanization, motorization, environment is in there as well. So China has this such a crucial, and it is a very important role, because you have about 58,000 fatalities every year, and those are unnecessary. That's only the data that's been collected. So there are so many ways to approach it, from very simple, engaging the laws, which is like putting on your safety belts in front and at the back, wearing the safety helmets, making them absolutely important and crucial to do so. Enacting that law would already immediately by half the number of fatalities on the roads. China has always been able to demonstrate to the rest of the world, when there is a will, there is a way. And I hope that we will put that will in place.
And is that why you choose to become the Global Road Safety Ambassador? And what is your ultimate plan or dream in the future?
Zero fatalities is all our dreams. Why am I doing it? Because I find it unacceptable that 500 children die every day. 500 children die on the roads. Maybe just as simple as wanting to get to school and back home. I find it unacceptable that it is the #1 killer for our youths between the ages 15 and 29. Is unacceptable because we have the vaccines, we have the know-hows, and now we just have to engage everyone. I think through all that you will see with the films that have been made is to make the awareness, to engage everyone, not just from the government side, the political will, but every single person, because it is our human rights to have safer roads. But we also need the participation and engagement of every single human being to make our roads a safer place.
Thank you very much, Michelle Yeoh, for joining us today and talk about this very important subject.